Hello and welcome. I am the Restless Kaiser and I am over here.
And I'm Clueless Mike, and I am over here.
And together we are...
Modelling for Advantage.
So Michael, what have you brought today?
So today we are playing Warhammer 40,000, the new 9th edition. Games Workshop have been kind enough to release a 3 rulebook for us to play with. There's a mission in there, there's all the rules we need, so we're going to give it a go.
Alright Michael, these models are gorgeous. Tell them what they're looking at.
Okay, so with the new 9th edition rules, you no longer have to take detachments to gain command points. You start with a flat number, and the more detachments you take, the less command points you get. So it encourages people to build an army out of a single detachment. So I've gone for a patrol detachment today, which starts with an HQ, which is a chaplain in Terminator armour. He comes with his Crozius, he's got a storm bolter, and he's got litanies of destruction and such. So he is my HQ model. Then I have a single troop choice, which is intercessors with assault bolt rifles at the back. They're not the standard intercessor models. As I've said before on the channel, I don't really buy the Primaris Marines, but I convert old ones to look like them. So that is them. I've got a squad of 5 of those, and the Sarge has a chainsword. Then I have some suppressors, who are jump pack guys armed with nice big auto cannons. It seems like, well, does a jump pack and a heavy weapon go together? Actually they do. Mobility is king in this game, and that gives them a nice amount of mobility.
Now my suppressors, which are the new ones, they don't have a jump pack, Michael. They have Super Mario bouncy boots.
Well, exactly, and I hate the Super Mario bouncy boots, so I've got these lovely Forge World Horus Heresy jump packs on the back of mine to make them look snazzy.
That looks a lot better. Then you've got something with a real jump pack.
Yeah, then I've got some Death Company. I think if you're playing Blood Angels, you really want to take either Death Company or Sanguinary Guard, because they're the 2 units that everybody knows and identifies as Blood Angels. So I've got a squad of 5 of those, all armed with bolt pistols and chainswords, except for one of them who has a massive great thunder hammer to cave in some heads. And lastly, to add a bit of anti-tank to my force, and also to add a vehicle, because they've been greatly improved in 9th edition, I have a standard dreadnought with a double las cannon, and he's also got a dreadnought close combat weapon with a built-in storm bolter. In the new rules, he can fire that when he's in close combat, so that makes him a double threat now, much better than he was previously.
Very nice. Alright, so Michael, what about the specials? You've got relics, warlord traits, spells, magic.
Okay, so all of that stuff is all on the chaplain, who is obviously the leader of my army. I've given him the Adamantian Mantle relic, which gives him a 5+ to ignore wounds as he takes them. Is that a feel no pain? As people it's basically a feel no pain.
It's not a special version of it?
No, it's just an ignore wounds on a 5+, so similar to the Death Guard, disgustingly resilient. Yeah. I've also given him the Speed of the Primarch Warlord trait. Now this is strange, because in Blood Angels armies, that was one of the warlord traits that nobody ever took, because it was completely pointless. But in 9th edition, they've changed the way that combat is ordered. So in 8th edition, charges always go first, and then you alternate between the person whose turn it is and the person whose turn it isn't. In the new game, it always alternates, starting with the person whose turn it isn't. So the Speed of the Primarch Warlord trait lets you always strike first. So even if you were to charge me, we both count as charging, so then I'm the player whose turn it isn't if you've charged me, so I go first. So even if you charge my chaplain, he will start caving heads in first. So it's a much improved warlord trait and actually has a purpose now. Quite pleased because Mephiston has that one, which means I can actually take it.
Yeah. One of those, all the proper heroes have garbage warlord traits.
And the last thing he's got is Litanies of Battle. So as a basic chaplain, he comes with the Litany of Battle that lets you re-roll hits in combat in a 6-inch aura, if you manage to recite it at the start of your round, which is always on a 3+. The Blood Angels get a special one called Invocation of Destruction, which means 6s to wound in close combat, again in a bubble, get an extra -4 to their AP. Pretty useful, but not particularly versus your army. I'm going to take one called Catechism of Fire, which is one of the ones that doesn't improve you in close combat, it actually improves your ranged attacks. And it means that you pick a unit.
+1 to hit?
It's +1 to wound.
+1 to wound?
So I pick a unit that's within 6 of me when I recite the thing, and then they get +1 to wound if they shoot the closest enemy to them in their turn.
Now, next question.
Yeah.
In 9th edition, when do you do litanies?
So they haven't actually come out with that, because they will need to do that when they do the FAQs and stuff, but I think we can comfortably play it in the first command phase of the battle round.
Because you had to be on the battlefield, you did it at the beginning of the battle round.
That's it. So you had to previously it was at the beginning of your movement phase, so you couldn't come in from reserves and do it. But I think more or less every ability that's at the beginning of the turn
is
or
now
beginning of the
going
movement
into
phase
this new
will
command
now be
phase.
in the command phase, and it'll be a lot cleaner there because they won't get mixed up with movement abilities and such.
The Death Guard I'm playing today, I'm playing the Poxmonger's Plague Company from the new Psychic Awakening rule. I've got 3 of the Myphitic Blight Haulers, really hoping to make use of the new vehicle rules.
Yeah, the Poxmongers are specifically there and they improve vehicles. They get a couple of stratagems which are really key for them. It lets them move out of combat, makes them slightly better in combat, just ties together nicely.
Top of the list being for a CP, their +1 invuln save.
Yes.
That's quite a big deal, isn't it?
Yep.
So that's the bulk of my points. I got 12 cultists with close combat weapon and pistol, and I've got 10 Poxwalkers. You won't be seeing them on the table for a while though.
Nope.
They're definitely going to take advantage of the off table. My patrol detachment is being led by a Malignant Plague Caster who is also my Warlord. So his Warlord trait is Putrescent Vitality.
No, it's Rotten Constitution.
It's Rotten Constitution.
All these names.
All these names that are the same. So he gets a damage reduction.
Yeah, so 2 damage becomes a 1 against him, 3 goes down to 2, so
is it
any
a half
damage?
damage?
No, it's just reduced by 1.
Just reduced by 1. Okay, to keep that simple. And the relic that he is carrying is a new one.
It is.
And what's it called, Michael?
It is called the Iron Clot Furnace. Sounds a lovely thing, but it's
Iron
the thing.
Clot Furnace.
It gives any demon engines within 7 inches of him, because Nurgle 7 inches, gives them a 4+ invulnerable save, whereas previously they would have had a 5+. So really useful with a squad of the Blight Haulers.
Absolutely, and it's not just squad; they're most of the point of this.
Yeah, exactly.
This game, and then in terms of spells, we had a bit of a double check to make sure which ones worked and which ones didn't with these. So we've got Miasma of Pestilence,
Yep.
which is the -1 to be hit, and that works shooting and fight phase.
It does, yeah, really powerful one.
And also then the Blades of Putrefaction does not require Death Guard infantry.
No, we both thought it did, but it doesn't. That's what it says in the Codex.
It says in the Codex, so that's what we're going to roll with. If it turns out they've FAQ'd it and we've missed it, well, who knows?
There's only 2 weeks left of these rules, and then they'll FAQ everything, so...
We've done the deployment, we've had a look around, a bit of Johnny B Cam, just give us a bit of a review of the battlefield. This is kind of our introduction to 9th edition, so
Yep.
we're not using everything new. So we're not using a new mission.
Nope.
We're using all of the new rules, but we're using our own simple mission format for the moment, which was 4 turns and it's terminal objectives.
That's it.
End of game. So for your scoring the objective on your opponent's half, you get 3 points. For the one in the middle, you get 2. The one in your half, you get 1. There's also Line Breaker, Slay the Warlord, and First Strike, which is to kill a unit in your first turn. Those are the only victory points. The new missions are much more complicated than that, but there's a lot of other new things to rule. So
Yeah,
see this as a kind of a 8.9 or something like that, rather than a...
Very much, because we're still using all the old Codex rules, so it's
Yeah.
not like we have the full picture as yet. We've just got the basic rulebook to go by.
So we've done our deployments. We've got our command points out. We start with 3 each because
We
it's
do.
a 500-point game, which I think
That's
we
it.
neglected to mention until this
We
point.
did, yeah, 500 points.
I spent a command point. Whoa! Spent a command point pre-game to put up to 9 power into
Yep.
reserve, which is my trash infantry, which I don't want to die. My Poxes and my Cultists.
Yeah, I can't see me getting the one for first blood in this game.
Hopefully, I'm hoping that this is an indestructible monster, but we shall see. Have you got any pre-game stuff?
I've not spent any pre-games, but I have put my Death Company into reserve. Because they've got jump packs, they've got their own bespoke rule, which I don't have to pay command points for, and they've gone into reserve.
Cool, and in terms of units deployed then, I've got my Warlord in here and the 3 Blight Haulers around him.
Yep, that's
in
it.
this difficult... This is -1 to be hit.
No, that one is I can't shoot through it. So we're using the new terrain rules as far as we understand them. That one has the obscuring tag, which means I can't, if I'm standing one side, fire through to something the other side. If you're inside it, you gain the benefits of cover, but you don't actually gain any... There's no line of sight.
Old
blocking
cover,
going
like
on.
+1 save.
Yeah, +1 save. benefit of cover is kind of like a rules term, and it just means gain +1 to your save.
Cool.
So various things have got that.
So your units, Michael, where are they?
So I have over here my Dreadnought. He's standing next to my objective. This is another bit of ruin, which is nice and tall, meaning that you can't shoot through it. So if Michael goes first, he can't target my Dreadnought because there's a nice big ruin in the way. Then I've got my Warlord down here. He's got the Intercessor squad with him. They're hunkered down behind these nice solid bunkery barrel-y things. And then lastly, my Suppressors are over here. They're behind this bit of terrain. Worth pointing out at this stage, the terrain in the middle has got -1 to hit because it's a bit of industrial terrain. So if you're firing through it, that's -1. Nicely breaks up our battlefield.
So now there's first turn is unknown to both protagonists. We roll a dice.
That's it. There's no bonuses for deploying first or anything.
And is it highest? We've both got 5.
Oh, of course we have.
I got a 6.
Let's see if I can match that. No, it's a 5 again. After you, sir.
Highest chooses or highest goes first?
I think it is highest goes first.
I don't want to go first.
Oh, do you not? Oh, because it's terminal objectives. I can have a quick look.
Had a quick look. We get to choose first and second turn. So I'm going to ask Mr. Clueless Mike to take the first
I
turn.
thought you might. Okay, so
I don't gain a command point until my
until
turn.
the start of your turn. So everybody has a command phase. I'll explain while moving. Everyone gets a command phase at the start of their turn, and that lets them gain a command point amongst other things. One of the things I have to do is use my Litany of Faith, which is on my chaplain down here. So I'm going to use the Catechism of Fire. On a free up that happens. It's a 4, so I'm giving the Intercessor unit, because they're the only one close enough, +1 to wound if they shoot at the closest enemy model this turn. Whether they will or not, I do not know. So let's get moving.
Well, do you want to get your command point?
Oh yeah, I better gain one of those bad boys. That there. So I've got to start shooting him at some point. So my Dreadnought is going to shuffle sideways, no longer gets a penalty for moving and firing his heavy weapon. So he's going to go to there. He's got nice line of sight over to Michael's evil things. So he's going to take pot shots. I'm going to do a quick bit of pre-measuring. My Intercessors have 24-inch range, so even if I moved, I would not get into standard firing range. I could advance because they're assault weapons, but I'm going to stay put just for now because my bolters not the best versus his units. I've got my Suppressors over here. These have a mass amount of movement, so a mass amount of range, so they're happily in range. So I'm just going to move those so they can get some line of fire. They'll be suffering -1 to hit, but I can see his models if I line up in a nice little row here. Get my ducks in a row there. I can see one of the back ones through a gap in the middle.
And have they got 72-inch range or something?
They've got 48-inch range with a nice big autocannons. So that's all my movement done. Not a lot, a bit of a waiting game until the rest of your units arrive. So Psychic Phase for me, nothing to do there. That's for evil traitors and Xenos and such. So no shooting is next. I'm going to start off with the las cannon from my Dreadnought. He's going to happily be in range. I'm not sure if his bolter's in range. I suspect it is not. It isn't. So I shall double las cannon. That'll be 2 hits because it's not obscuring.
You're not shooting through this?
That's not obscuring either.
No? Okay.
That's battlefield debris.
That's battlefield debris. Cool. Okay.
It's only this big industrial bit.
Yep.
Okay, so I've got 2 hits. I'm strength 9, your toughness 7. So looking for 3s on the wound roll. We'll take
wounds.
2 wounds, -3 to your save, but you're in cover, so +1.
But I've got a 4-up invuln.
You got a 4-up invuln.
And I'm going to CP this one.
Okay, first CP down.
Oh, it didn't work.
Still failed. Here we go.
Damage.
Want a big number here, big number. It's a 1. I'm going to spend a CP on that. Because a 1 on a D6 damage is one of the bigger changes you can get. What have I got? A 5. I will take the 5.
Okay, cool. So, then I disgusting and resilient 2, so I take 3 damage.
3 damage on one of them.
3 damage.
Okay. And I've only got one other shooting thing to do, which is my row of suppressors over here. We will open up. They've got -1 to hit because they are drawing a line of sight through this big cluster in the centre. And they've got -2 to hit then, so they're only hitting on 5.
Is that capped at -1 though?
It is capped. Nicely remembering the rules. So in the new rules, all modifiers to wound to hit are capped at minus or +1. So you stack them all up, see what your overall sum is, and then only modified by 1. So that's really helpful. So 4s to hit here.
Next turn.
Yeah, you could have done. So there we go. We're going to hit with 3 of those. I am strength 7, your toughness 7, so looking for 4s. We only have the 1 there though.
4 up invuln, and it's 2 damage.
2 flat damage.
Actually, no, better than that. You're only AP -1, aren't you?
AP -2 because I'm a Primaris
So I'm
autocannon.
3 up, cover, 2 up, AP -2 is still 4 up.
Yep.
So I make both this.
Oh, of course you blooming do.
So I've got a grand total of 3 damage, and I need a different dice, really.
Can borrow this one because I don't think my Dreadnought's going to get shot.
I think it's going to get shot immediately. 3. Okay, is that the end of your rounds?
That is the end of my round. So I'm going to find myself another Dreadnought dice because I suspect I will take some damage.
Right.
There it is. I'll have a nice red one.
The start of my command phase.
Gain a command point.
Gain a command point. Oh!
Earthquake hits the table.
Crash.
Whose hand was that? Weird.
This is round 1. Johnny B's just going to put a turn marker down.
Nice.
I'm going to have his dice back. So I need to get these bad boys moving. They've got a 10-inch move. I want to shoot that Dreadnought. This was -1 to shoot through, is that correct?
Shoot through, yes, if you draw any line of sight through it.
Okay. But given the fact that I've got such big models, you're probably always going to be able to shoot one of them some other way.
Yeah, exactly. They're very hard to hide.
Very hard to hide. So the damage I'll take on the one at the back.
Yep.
I do need to declare that though, don't
you?
You
do, yes. You need to choose a unit choose a model to take
you are
damage.
Within 24 but not within 12, so I can't shoot my spurty guns. Was it worth pointing out that you were an extra -1 AP on all of those for being in devastating?
Yeah, it would have been because you got an invulnerable save
Absolutely.
and the heavy weapons. It wasn't hugely important.
So in my magic phase,
Yep.
I am going to do the Miasma Pestilence.
Yep.
Which does not go off.
So, worth pointing out at this point, in case you want to spend a command point, command points have slightly changed, well, not command points, the command reroll has. If you choose to re-roll that, you have to re-roll all the dice. You can't just roll the 1 there. So it's a
think I am going to.
Okay, so another CP down.
And that's an 8, that's
Yep.
good. Okay, so my other one, are you within 18? I should have checked that more carefully.
No, I'm a few inches out.
Also, you can't advance and do psychic powers. Though.
You can't. No, you can't fall back and do psychic powers.
But you can if you're in combat.
No, you can cast them in combat. If you fall back from combat, you can't.
Cowards can't cast.
Yeah,
powers.
basically.
Nice.
They made fall back a little more punishing for most things.
And they can't be seen.
These can't be seen. They're proper hunkering down.
So I'll do Putrescent Vitality. Not Putrescent, but Blades of Putrefaction.
Blades of Putrefaction, +1 to wound in the combat phase.
That's not going to be a fail. It's not going to be a 5.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, so then we get a shooting phase.
Yep. Okay, when you declare me as a target, I am going to spend another CP. Going down, I'm going to halve all damage. No, it's not halved anymore though, is it? It's -1 to damage a Dreadnought takes. We remember that FAQ, but it means he takes less damage, more chance of surviving the turn.
So I've got +1 to hit because the unit's got 3 models in it.
Yep.
Now, was there a stratagem? What did I need to do to get wounds back?
To get wounds back, you need to kill a model in close combat. Is one
Kill
of
a
your
model in close
stratagems.
combat. Okay, cool. So they're going to fire at the 3 multi-melters at the Dreadnought?
Yep.
And they're going to hit on 3s. Oh, boo! And that doesn't wound.
That doesn't wound. My Dreadnought just sits there and takes it on the chest.
Oh my days. And then the 3 missile launchers.
Yep.
Oh!
These are the least accurate vehicles in the world.
Which does wound.
There is a
it's
wound.
only AP -2 though.
-2. I got my bit of cover, so I'm on a 2
Should have
up.
declared that was a crack missile.
Goes to a 4 up. Yeah, no problem. Just ricochets off the front. What a wasted command point that was from me.
Well, I'd rolled 4.
Yeah, I fully expected to die there.
yeah, that was part of my plan.
Yep, thought it might have been. That was bad.
That was
good, but bad.
Really bad. All right, that's the end of round 1.
Yeah, that was pretty fast.
It was fast.
Okay, so it's over to my turn 2. So first things first, command phase. Gain myself one of those back and roll for my chaplain. My chaplain is going to again go for the +1 to wound. He has passed it with a 3, so that is on these intercessors in case I want to pop out and do some shooting. So now I'm going to do a little bit of measuring in the movement phase. What's the chances of my Dreadnought getting into close combat? I'm 18 inches away, so the chances are none. So he's going to stay put there and assume that his cover is going to rescue him. I am at, you moved 10, did you say?
Yep.
So I, in fact, because I no longer suffer penalty to moving and shooting, no, I'm going to stay there because I need to stay within 3 inches of cover to get the bonus. So they're happily there. You've taken -1 to be hit as a power, haven't you? As a roll.
Power.
So I am going to move out my intercessors. So they are going to move to here, and I'm going to advance them because the stacking -1s, there's this in the middle that will give me -1. Advancing is going to give me -1 to fire my assault weapons, and you've got -1. Because it's capped, why wouldn't I do it all?
Indeed.
So they're going to move a massive extra 6 inches, so they get to there. Might as well have a better board position for when your reserves come on. So they're going to string out to there, and then I'm going to move my chaplain round as well.
Now, to be clear, they do each need to be able to see one of these to shoot it.
They
right?
do, yes.
And there is a big thing in the way.
There is a big thing in the way, but I'm pretty certain that due to your massive footprint, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I can see all of them.
They can all see something.
Yeah.
Cool.
Your vehicles are far too big. The chaplain's going to move out to there.
They looked a lot bigger on the pictures. When I got the models home, I was like, that is a lot smaller than I thought. Yeah, I thought they'd be dreadnought height.
And to protect my chaplain, because I know you've got reserves coming on, I am going to hop these guys.
You mean cultists and poxwalkers?
Well, yeah, but he's still only got a certain number of wounds. These guys are going to pop back to here. They're still going to suffer the -1, so again, why not move? Not sure if I like that as a rule, the fact that I can move my heavy weapons and I'm not taking a penalty.
It's the fact that you know it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which gives me more mobility, and I like mobility, but I'm not sure
it's assault weapons better.
Yeah.
Because you're often going to be having that -1 anyway.
Exactly, and assault weapons generally, you don't use them very often, do you? So that's my movement phase done. I'm not going to bring my reserves in yet. I'm going to wait for Michael to bring his on, hopefully, and then get a bit of use out of mine. So no psychic phase, straight onto the shooting phase. How many wounds is your most wounded?
5. He's got 3 left. He's got 3 damage, so he's got 5 remaining.
5 remaining. My las cannons from a dreadnought are going to take a shot.
So 4s.
So double las cannon.
Oh.
Double hit.
3s.
Freeze, 1 wound. I'm tempted to wound with the other with a command point. I think this is reasonably key. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to re-roll that. Yeah, 2 wounds.
So 2 4-up saves.
Yep.
Make 1. It's D6 damage, and you use the command point. I'm going to let the damage go through.
Okie dokie, so D6 damage. It's a 1. Ah.
I didn't discussing the resilience, so I'm down to 4 wounds.
Down to 4 wounds. Then I've got my Storm Bolter from him as well, which will be within 24. So we'll quickly fire that off. Only 2 hits because of the -1. No wounds go through. So next up, we'll fire these bad boys over here. They'll take some shots.
So 6 shots on 4s?
6 shots on 4s. Oh, that's not the best of shooting. Wish I had a reroll 1's power, but he's not a captain, he's a chaplain. So 2 hits, 1 wound.
Now, do I have a +1 save for you firing through this?
No, because that one doesn't give you. Yep. So
no.
-2 save for them.
-2 save. So that is 2 damage.
Yep, 2 damage on him.
1 is disgusting the resilience.
Yep.
So down to 3.
Down to 3. So then we're going to fire off our intercessors. Let's just double check they are within range. They are happily within range. So I'm in assault doctrine now, so it means my assault bolters have got -1 to the save, which could come in handy. And they fire 3 times each, so I've got 15 shots.
They got a lot
here.
better, didn't they? Yeah,
they did. Yeah,
15 on 4s.
15 on 4s, but I have got +1 to wound as well because of the chaplain's power that I use. Because you're the closest enemy. So looking for 4s, lots of 1s, but lots of 4+ as well. So then I'm
4s.
wounding on 4s with these. Oh dear, 2 out of 9 dice.
So I'm on 4-up.
Yep.
And I make them both.
Oh, I thought you were down then. I really thought 9 wounds going through. Oh.
Now you're going to let me fight something.
Yep. Can't see with my chaplain, so that is my turn done.
Cool. Beginning of my round 2, then I need to do a little bit of pre-measuring.
Yep.
And actually, Michael, do you want to just check the codex, make sure these do move 10, because it's likely to be a big deal now.
Oh, I don't have my codex here, but I can look on my phone. I'm pretty certain they do move 10.
If we look across here, if we just have a look there, my model's there. Is that over your model at that end?
That is over my model.
Scenery.
Just.
So that is 18 inches if it's just over. So that's 17. So that is a 7-inch charge.
But you would have to move round this, remember.
He would. So I can't move through bits that I can't move through.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Reachable is a thing that lets
one,
infantry and stuff move through, but
this
yours
one
can't.
I was measuring to doesn't have to go through that. Oh, it can't go through there either.
Can't go through there either.
Ah, right.
Can only move where you can actually put the model.
This is the new scenery rules. It's important to check. So how far away are we from that dreadnought?
18 inches.
18. So that's a 7-inch charge then, yeah?
Yeah, it should be.
Right. So what I want to be, if I move 10 this way, I'm big on intent and pre-measuring and all that.
That's it. Say what you want to do.
Let's agree what the numbers are, because then later, if it turns out to not quite work out how you think.
Yeah, reaching across a 4-foot table, you're not going to be moving it to the millimetre.
No, but I've got a 12-inch range, and is it per model?
Yes, it is per model. For doing what? Shooting or charging?
For shooting my secondary weapon.
Yeah, so that's per model.
That's per model. Whoops. So he's not going to get to shoot. And I'm just going to double check that it is 12. I think it is.
I think it is for your like bile spurt. I've got it up here, in fact. Let's see here. Bile spurt, 12-inch range, assault D3.
Right. But it's blast.
It is blast.
Which is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. I haven't taken anything with more than 5 models.
Right, okay, so I've got one bile... I've got Psychic Phase.
You have a sight. I don't mind you forgetting it.
So I'm going to do Miasma of Pestilence.
Yep.
Which goes off on an 8.
Certainly does.
It's probably worth pointing out at this point that you would take a mortal wound if you were within 7.
Yes.
But you're not. So Miasma of Pestilence has gone off. And then, do I do Blades of Putrefaction or do I just straight up Smite? If I have to fight that Dreadnought, it might be a problem. So I'm going to do Blades of Putrefaction.
Yep.
Which is a 6. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a success.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's a 6.
So, Shooting Phase.
Yep. Did you want to bring on any reserves we should have done in the movement phase? Okie doke.
No. Last possible moment, sir. They are Toughness 3 1 wound models, and you have bolters. So, Shooting Phase. I think the multi-melters need to go up the Dreadnought.
Yep.
I need to decide what I'm doing with everything, don't I?
You do. You need to declare all your shots with a unit before making any shots.
So if the multi-melters go into the Dreadnought... Whoops. I think the crack missiles want to go into those guys. Because I'm going to fight the Dreadnought as well. The crack missiles go into those guys.
Yep.
And the bile spurt will go into that. Okay, so the multi-melters. Come on, hop. That's better. 2 hits.
Damn.
Oh!
1 wound.
But I'm going to get into close combat with him. So, save at -4.
Save at -4. I've got need a 6 here. No, it's a 4.
D6 damage. Big 6!
It's a 6. I'm down to 2 wounds.
Big 6.
Glad I didn't spend the CP.
Bile spurt is D3 attacks, of which I get 1, which doesn't hit. And then the 3 missile launchers, obviously firing crack at the guys at the back there. So, oh my days, the 1s and the 2s.
Yeah, one hit.
And it's a 1 to wound.
Oh.
It's only AP -2. I'm going to need these command points.
Yep.
Okay. That was my shooting. Now I'm going to charge the Dreadnought.
Yep.
7-inch charge.
Do I want to Overwatch is a quick question, isn't it?
On lucky 6s.
Lucky 6s? No, I'm not going to try and las cannon you. I'm going to rely on you being rubbish in combat.
Hop. With Blades of Putrefaction, while I'm re-rolling the charge.
Re-roll the charge. So you re-roll all the dice.
Which I'm quite pleased about.
Yep.
7 is the magic number for Nurgle. It's got to work for me, right?
You'd think.
Yay.
Oh yeah, massive number.
So the 10-inch charge, can I position myself somewhere? Can I get... I can't get beyond him. Oh my days, I have just realised the stupidity of this move.
You've moved into my charge range and left this guy on his own?
Yeah.
I was wondering.
So these need to be in coherence within an inch.
So if you want to go him there,
that's the minimum, and then he can go there.
Yeah, if you want this guy to fight, he has to be within half an inch of this guy.
Within half an inch?
So being within an inch means you're in combat, but to be able to fight through somebody else in your unit, you have to be within half an inch of somebody who is within half an inch of the target.
Oh, so they change those numbers.
So massive hordes can no longer get all 40 of them attacking one smaller thing.
Bases. Yes, okay.
So you would have to... If you want it, he could go to here and get to fight, but if you want to stay within 3 inches
I don't think it's possible. So I learned something today, didn't I? No, he better fight.
Yep.
He better fight. I'm hoping I can kill it and then consolidate.
Yep.
Which will give me...
Which one is the wounded one? This one?
The one at the back.
So this guy.
So I'm also going to now therefore make a charge with the wizard.
Yep.
In the hope of getting...
can he get there? He could go through this ruin because he's allowed to move straight through it.
Well, let's see if it's a massive number. It's not.
Nope.
So, we don't need to worry about it beyond that point. Right. In the fight phase then.
So normally I would get to strike first because I'm the opponent, as we said earlier, but you get to strike first because you've charged and I don't have anything that lets me interrupt that. First thing is consolidating. You can move your models 3 inches towards the closest model, which is this guy, if you wish.
Yeah, I don't wish to do that.
Didn't think so.
So then I select a model to fight, etc.
Yep, so all 3 of your models all fight at the same time. I think you've got 3 attacks each, but +1 for charging as a Chaos Space Marine.
Indeed.
So 4 attacks each, you're using your Gnashing Maw.
Gnashing Maw. And the Gnashing Maw doesn't give me extra attacks.
Doesn't give you extra attacks, but it is a plague weapon, and you did cast Blades of Putrefaction, so you get +1 to wound with it. Your weapon skill is 4+, so
but you've got... +1 because there's 3 of them.
Ah, do you get +1 to wound for that?
No, to hit.
Yes, you're right. I hadn't realised that was in close combat as well.
So
3s to hit, 12 attacks.
On 3s, oh my days, these dice are really letting me down today.
Yeah, they're green. I mean, why would you use green dice when you can have lovely red ones?
Right, but these are the hits. Now to wound.
You're to wound. Your strength is base of 6. It doesn't give any bonus, so you're wounding on 5s normally, but because you cast Blades of Putrefaction, you're wounding on 4s.
Now, if I get a 7+, you take mortal wounds.
You do, yes. So if you roll a natural 6, you'll get +1 on that from your Blades of Putrefaction. So 6s deal a mortal wound. So 2 6s, I'm toast.
I also have Death to the False Emperor.
Oh yeah. Were there any 6s? Anyone see any? We could go back and look at the camera, but we're not going to do that.
No. Shall we assume 1?
Yeah, I think 1. That seems fair.
1? Hopefully that's not horribly out of kilter.
We'll go back and look and there were none.
So it's 4s to wound, 6s do them all.
Yep.
There's a 6.
So I'm just going to knock that wound off now. I'm down to 1 wound. How many 4s though? Not
Only
many.
1!
Oh!
But how much damage do I do now?
You only deal 1 wound, which is enough to kill me.
And the AP on it?
AP is -2. So I've got a 5-up save versus it. Oh!
Oh, this is so bad that I think I need... You've got 2 saves to make.
2 saves to make.
I think I need to do this, because if you fight me back, you're going to be...
2 5-ups.
No, it's too important, though.
Too important, you're going for another one.
Going for another one. Yay!
3 5-ups. I mean, if I make these, I am going to bless these dice and put them in a cabinet.
No. Do you know what? I needed the command point to heal, didn't I?
You did. I think that might be kill an infantry model. I'm not sure you can eat a vehicle. Okay, I've made one of my saves. If Michael hadn't used this command point, I might have re-rolled one of those. As he didn't.
What I thought. Yeah.
Let's see if I explode on a 6.
Oh!
I'll take that.
Is it D6?
I'm going to have to quickly check my codex, so everyone whistle and make some noise, and we'll probably cut this bit out of the video. Oh, D3 mortals. So is it every unit or every model? No, every unit, obviously. So
every model.
2 wounds.
Every model.
Yeah, didn't think about that before I said it.
Michael. 2 disgusting results.
Oh,
mate.
piss off.
Nailed it. Right. So now in 9th, can I still consolidate as before?
So you have to move. You can move up to 3 inches. It has to be towards the closest enemy model, which is this one here.
Yep. So moving this way is going to do that.
Yep.
So if I move 3 inches here.
Yep.
These are all getting closer to that model, yeah?
They are. That one barely, but yeah, just about. I'm still not sure you're protecting your dude. Because if you're
not from every angle.
Are you within 3 inches? If you're not within 3 inches, which you're not, I'm just going to open fire at your dude.
Okay.
Because he's not within 3 inches of anyone. You have to be... There are 2 things to think about. First question you ask is, am I within 3 inches of a friendly model or friendly unit that is either a vehicle, a monster, or contains 3 or more models? Mm-hmm. So we've measured that, he's not. So you can just be shot at. If you are within 3 inches, the next question you ask is he the closest model to the shooters?
Right.
If he is, then you can shoot him still. So there's 2 clauses that allow you to shoot him.
I don't think there's anything I can do about it.
No, I don't think there is. You couldn't have charged in and killed me as well as protecting him unless he had made the charge.
From the
and he's not the weakest model in the world because he's got -1 to damage taken and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm not certain I'm going to be able to outmuller him in combat.
And he's in cover.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got 2 up save.
Behind there. Because we decided at the beginning of the game that this is the area is underneath this. So he's just about in that, so he gets that.
So Johnny B's just given us a bit of an overview of the battlefield because we're thinking as we move into round 3, it's quite possible the game's going to be decided.
Yeah, there's only 2 turns left here, so it's worth thinking about what we're going to be doing.
Brutality.
And models off the table, we've still got the Death Company, and they need to come in this round.
They do need to come in this turn.
And
I'm not on the objective anymore, or that objective, so that's obviously other things for me to think about.
Mr. Playcaster, all by his lonesome.
Who may not survive the round. And I've got my Cultist and my Poxwalkers.
Yet to come on.
Have to come on.
Yeah, I mean, interestingly, at this time, usually in 8th edition, my chaplain would be thinking, charge in there, start clubbing away. Now if I charge in there, you're going to multi-melt with me in combat.
There is, yeah.
That is the
Characters into vehicles now is a very different proposition.
Yes, if they can't kill it.
Yeah.
If they're not a captain.
He's got a 2 damage weapon, that's not going to get through enough wounds there.
No.
Where are the pox he's going to come on?
So, round 3.
Round 3. So, start my command phase. First things first, I am going to go into Assault Doctrine this turn, I think. Because I've got my Death Company have to come in this turn, so because I'm Blood Angels, it gives me an extra attack and also gives me extra AP on all my weapons, so it seems well worth doing. Okay, so then let's get moving. Oh no, not moving. We've got to gain a command point, all these things you've got to remember, and I am going to use my litanies of +1 wound. I think I'm going to go for that one again. Fails this turn. I'm not going to spend a CP on it, or do I? No, I am going to spend a CP on it. I think that is...
You'll lose the chance of one of the chapter later.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to spend a CP, mainly because I don't know what I want them to fire at yet. And they have to fire at the nearest target to get the +1. So not going to do that, not going to waste the CP. So let's get moving. We need to make sure we're on the central objective. That is the key. We need to get winning the game. So these guys are going to move over here. Not going to be advancing this turn, and they're trying to get as many of their bodies within 3 as possible, so they're moving over to there. These guys, this guy, his Warlord has -1 to be damaged, so their guns aren't particularly good versus him, so I think we're going to move forwards. We're going to take advantage of our extra movement and jump up here. Gets me in range of this objective. I'm not going to be able to take Michael's because I'm not going to send my Death Company over there. If he had have come on over there, I might well have done. So they're going to go up there, and then the Death Company, just going to check, yeah, they're in range of getting to an objective. The Death Company are coming on back here.
So still got the 9 inches away thing.
9 inches away. But being a Blood Angel, I have many methods of making sure I make my charge.
Yes, but they all cost CP.
They all cost CP. Well, I get a +1 to charge standard, just for being a Blood Angel, so that's helpful. So they're going to come in back there. They are 9 inches away from both your Warlord and this unit. Okay, that's all of that done. The last thing I've got to do is move the Chaplain. Now, what does the Chaplain want to do? He doesn't have insignificant firepower, but I fear, yeah, if I move backwards, he's not going to be able to make it. The objective is all important at this point, so he is going to move around, hiding down in here, so he can't be shot very easily, but just so he gives me a piece that can do something next turn if I really have to. Let's move on to the shooting phase. Okay, we really want to kill the Warlord, so first things first, unload with our bolt pistols. 5 bolt pistols from the Death Company as they come down, they're out of grenade range. So we have 1 hit 2 free hits, because I'm not firing through that terrain, I'm firing into it, which is fine. What toughness is your guy?
5.
5. He takes 1 wound. No
He's got a
negative.
2-up save, so
Yep.
he's good.
He's good. Okay, then we are going to fire these guys down into your Blight Haulers.
So they're on 4s, yeah?
They're on 4s because you've got your spell off. So we've got 3 hits.
And they wound on...
Wound on 4s as well. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Am I within 7 of my wizard?
Oh yes, definitely.
So I make both saves.
Oh, these things are indestructible.
I don't know about that.
Then last thing, we are choosing what to do with our assault bolters. They're similar to wound those as those. He's got his 2-up save. I've got -1 to hit him, the same as them. It's a difficult choice. 15 shots, all into... I'm going for the Blight Haulers. I've got the same chance of hurting them. They don't have a 2+ save.
No. So you're hitting them on 4s?
Hitting them on 4s. That is a very bad roll. Taking
Then
away
wounding them on 5s.
1/3 of those dice. We'll take 2 wounds though.
Takes 1.
Takes 1, they're down to 2. I mean, I'm taking it as a moral victory if I kill one of these things. Okay, so that's all my shooting done. Was not at all successful. I did 1 wound. So now we move on to the assault phase. And now I've got a few decisions to make. So, how many command points have you got left?
None.
None. So no Overwatch to worry about. So I am going to charge with these guys first of all.
So it's an 8-inch charge because you're a Blood Angel.
It is an 8-inch charge if I'm a Blood Angel. I think it is highly key to victory here that I make this charge. I'm going to spend 2 of my CP doing From Wings of Fire, which gives me 3 dice to roll my 8. Much more likely to get it off.
Oh, that is much better, yeah.
Yes. So we're going to do that. So we've got our 8-inch charge there, 3 dice. Nicely make it. We get 9, 10, 11 we rolled there, +1, so 12 inches of movement. So now I choose where we're sticking stuff. This guy will be on a 4-up save in combat. So I think we're going to stick our hammer. Is going to go here. And then we are going to put our...
Did you declare against everybody?
Yeah, both of them. They're
And
both
you
9
made enough
inches away.
because that's a new thing, isn't it?
Yeah, they're both 9 away, so
Oh, right,
that's not
okay,
a problem.
yeah.
And because I get the 3 dice charge, it's very easy for me to do so. So he's going to go there. So I'm putting all of my chainsword guys. I'm going to go on your leader because I'm at the -3 AP now. I'm -1 AP because it's turn 3. I'm hoping to be able to pile through his save because he'll be on a 4-up. And I'm just putting the hammer into the vehicles
Because why not?
Okay, so that's their mood. So now I'm deciding whether it is worth it to stick these guys in as well. What have they got? They're Primaris, so they've got 2 attacks. I'm Blood Angels, they're 3 attacks now. Ooh. Or save them for next turn, but I think you're just going to shoot them with everything. Cost your CP if you move out of combat. No, I think I'm going to stay up there, I think. We're going to stay up there, charge in, stay up there, charge in. If you don't... No, we are going to charge in, I think. Yeah, we're going to charge them. So, 2 dice. You have to measure your distance down if you're on terrain, so I want to go
Even
this
if you've got
way.
the fly keyword?
Even if you've got the fly keyword, you can move over enemy models as if they weren't there.
Yeah.
But to stop people being able to make really quick charges up terrain, so say if you've got a 4-story tall building, that would be a no distance charge. So they have rolled a 10, 11 as a Blood Angel, so I'm going to get a lovely load of distance, which is what I wanted, because I want to put these down here to stop Michael being able to move on to my objective by going through my models that way. So they're all going to move down there and engage this front guy. Okay, they're all in. In fact, because I've got so much of my charge, I'm going to move them like that, and then I'm going to try my chaplain. In for a penny, in for a pound. He needs a 6-inch charge. He gets a 7, +1 for Blood Angel, so he gets an 8. He is also in. Could be dangerous. Let's see what we do though. Okay, that's all my charges. You don't have any CP to interrupt my charges, so I'm just going to go through them. I'm going to start off with the squad at the back. So we have got Death Company. Death Company have 2 attacks base, +1 for charging as a Death Company, +1 for charging as a Space Marine, +1 for having a chainsword, +1 for being a Blood Angel on Assault Doctrine. So 6 attacks each, so I've got 24 attacks there. So I'm going to roll those twice. Don't have 24 dice out. So no negatives to hit in close combat against that guy, is there?
Against that guy.
Because the terrain doesn't do it, and
terrain
he
doesn't
passes
do
spell there. So looking at 3s here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits so far. Oh, that's bad. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hits. So there's our 12 plus 3 extra. Your toughness 5, I'm only strength 4. But I get +1 to wound because I'm a Blood Angel charging. So I'm looking for 4s to wound. Oh, that's a very bad roll. 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. That is not cutting it.
And you're AP -1 because you're
AP -1, that is really bad.
So, and I don't get cover in melee.
Nope.
So it's 4 up saves.
4 up saves.
Which I make 2. And then Disgustingly Resilient, which I make 2. No damage.
No damage, that is beyond unlikely.
And then the hammer into the other dude.
Hammer, so he has 2 attacks.
Now, here we find another interesting point in 9th edition.
Yep.
It's multiple stacking of minus to hit.
Yes.
Does it only apply to shooting, or does it
No,
also apply to
it's
fighting?
to hit rolls.
Yeah, so I've completely miscalculated
You
this.
miscalculated my hammer.
I thought your hammer was going to hit me on 6s, and that was a big part of my pre-game thinking.
Hitting you on 4s.
Hitting on 4s is quite different.
So we've got 2 attacks base, +1 for being a Space Marine, +1 for being a Death Company, +1 for being a Blood Angel in round 3.
So 4s.
4s. 3 hits.
Very good.
2 wounds.
4 up saves.
4 up saves. Could do with these failing.
Make 1 fail 1.
So you take 3 damage.
Take 3 damage, 3 Disgustingly Resilient rolls.
Yep. Need to make 2 of these. Hopefully none of them.
Pop. Make none.
Make none. So he is gone. Does he explode?
I think they explode on a 4 up doing 1 damage. He explodes, and I will see how
What's
much.
the range?
7 inches, I believe. I'm just going to look that up.
Might damage your Psyker. This one.
Each unit within 7 inches suffers 1 mortal wound.
Blimey, they're dangerous. Okay, so your Psyker. This guy dies. One of these takes 1 wound. I've got these little skulls to take
And I'm
damage on.
Disgustingly Resilient, which I fail, so my wizard has a point of damage.
I'll stick him. He's got 4 wounds left. And my Chaplain gets a Disgustingly Resilient.
Oh, he does. A Disgustingly Resilient.
Well, yeah, he's fallen. He's been subjected. He's got adamantium mantle. Apparently, he's wearing the mantle from a dead Space Marine's cloak, and that
That's
gives
quite
him 5
fashionable.
feel no pain, doesn't it?
Your brother Dave nailed to your shield, I think.
Exactly. Oh, you do. Yeah. Okay, and this model is removed. I killed one. Victory to the Blood Angels. So now we have the rest of our models to attack. One of these has taken 2. Which model would you like to take 2? Front
What do you mean
or
which
back?
one's taken 2? You
Oh,
just
no.
did enough damage to kill
Oh
that.
yeah, it doesn't overlap, does it?
No.
No. Okay, so I've got these 3 Space Marines here. They've got 4 attacks each. Even just a basic Space Marine when you're a Blood Angel and you're charging.
Oh,
is
yeah,
pretty deadly.
Primarch's a really good late game for that.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're still hitting on 4s, though.
Still hitting on 4s because of the -1 to hit these guys. And I'm wounding on 4s as well. So 1, 2, 3 wounds.
3 wounds.
At -1, so you're on your 4 up.
Failed them all! And then the
Disgusting.
AP... yeah, just 1 damage.
Just 1 damage, so one of them is down. So back 1.
I think maybe... You're not going to... You might fight again.
Could do,
I'll take
depends
it
on
off the
how well
front
my
one.
Chaplain does. So he's taken 1. So then we go to my Chaplain.
Oh, I thought you already done him.
No, I haven't done him as yet. I'm tempted, I think it's reasonably important, I'm going to spend a CP at this point. Instead of fighting again, I'm going to give myself D3 additional attacks.
On your Chaplain?
On my Chaplain, because I don't have enough CP to fight again, so...
Yeah. That's another 3.
3 attacks. So, there's my bonus 3 attacks, the Chaplain's starting 3 attacks. +1 for being a Space Marine, +1 for being a Blood Angel. So we're on 8 attacks here. They are all hits other than this one. -1 to hit, but he hits on 2s normally.
Cool.
His weapon gives him +2 to strength, so he's on 6 strength, but that's still only a 5 up to wound.
So 4s.
So it goes to 4s because I'm a blood angel. So we get 1, 2, 3 go through. These do 2 damage each, and they're at -2
I
AP.
make 2 invulns.
2, so 2 damage goes through.
Bit disgustingly resilient. I make 1 off, so 1 damage.
So 1 damage, all of that for 1 damage. They are so tough to kill with any weapons really. You saw the las cannons earlier on.
Now, I still have Blades of Putrefaction.
You do, yeah.
So I have fighting back for those.
Yep.
I have 3 attacks base.
Yep.
1 for Hateful Assault.
Yep.
And I don't get tactical doctrines.
You don't get any of that kind of doctrines or anything.
Not yet.
You shouldn't have fallen and given up faith in the Emperor.
Right, so the question is, so this is AP minus, just basic AP,
AP minus, I'm going to double check for you.
I'm pretty sure it
with me while I
was.
quickly flick through to here. This is actually AP -2 if you're gnashing more.
So the chaplain might be worth killing.
Possibly. Remember, you don't get +1 to hit anymore because I've killed a model.
Yes, I'm hitting on 4.
Yeah.
Hitting on 4s, that's what I'm wondering about. But the Primaris are only on 2 wounds.
2 wounds, one of them has taken 1.
Is it 1?
It does 1 damage.
Yeah, I'll shoot. I'll fight the suppressors, I think.
Okie dokie.
Oh, there's some poor rolls there, so exactly half.
Exactly half. That's
Well,
average.
Death to the False Emperor give me 2 more attacks.
Oh, he actually remembered. What?
Remembered it, here we go. Hop. Which gets me another 2 hits.
Oh, that was worth
doing. Right, 6 hits.
6 hits, so 6s here do mortal wounds, and you're wounding me on 3s with your +1. Oh yeah, 2, sorry, because you're strength 6 to start with.
There's a 1 there. So that is
5 wounds.
5 wounds.
No 6s, luckily. So 5 wounds at -2, so I am on a 5 up save, which I pass 1 of, so I take 4 damage, so that happily kills 2 dudes, leaving 1 on 1 wound. Okay. We are over to your dude.
Wizard.
Your wizard. Who should be dead, but is not.
Mate,
He's barely even scratched.
you expect a lot from basic chainswords attacks
They're
against
not
the guy with
basic,
toughness
they're
5.
-1 +1 to wound, 24 attacks. I expect it to do more than none.
Millions of crap attacks.
No, they're good attacks. You're only saving on 4s.
Right, so on to the wizard. He gets 4 attacks.
Yep.
3 with a +1 for the Hateful Assault. And he hits on... Well, he hits with all of them, and his Death of the False Emperor.
Oh,
Which is another hit, so that's 5 hits.
you get that, and I get some morale shenanigans that does nothing.
You, especially now.
Yeah.
So, I am strength of 6 versus your toughness 4. So wounding on 3s. I think I forgot plague weapons, by the way.
I think you might have done on these.
Yeah.
You only rolled 1 to wound.
I only need to do 1 more.
Yeah, feel free to
delete the
re-roll
model.
it.
I've got 4 wounds.
4 wounds.
And it's AP -1.
-1, so I'm on 4 up saves. So I fail 2 of them. How much damage does it deal? So I feel no pain.
Oh, it's D3.
D3.
So it's a pair of 3s.
1 dead. 2 dead. Sure.
Boomo!
Now, this is important.
Because you
I was going to move the 2 middle ones off.
Yeah.
But in fact, no. I am going to move those 2. In fact, I'm going to move that one off. And that one. And then just check to see if that is 2 inches there. Yeah, I think it is. So I'm still within coherency.
Okay.
Yes, if I'd accidentally moved those middle ones off,
I then
could
get
have
to
lost one.
pile in.
You do.
So I can do this.
Yeah, you can do a spin round.
Do the spin round thing. At the end of the round,
Yep,
they lost 3 guys.
they did.
And they have a leadership of...
A leadership of 7, I believe. So they can flee.
They can.
Just seeing what range they're at to my chaplain. They're not within 6 of the chaplain. I have to get above this. They are just out of range 6 of my chaplain, who would have given them leadership 9. So let's make a leadership test for them. They're okay.
That's 7. Yeah. So you lost 3. Cool. If only it was -1 to morale. People talk about that stuff being junk.
Yeah.
I think think we reached the point where it's potentially not.
Okay, that's my turn done. Wasn't the best of turns. I killed a blight hauler but did nothing to the leader.
Okay, so here we are. It's my round 3. I do need to remember to bring my dudes on.
You do. That's at the end of the movement phase.
I need to control objectives.
Yep.
I need to kill dudes. I need to win more.
All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. They've got blast weapons.
First things first, gain back ACP.
So if he falls back, he can't do wizarding.
Can't do wizarding.
And if he can't do wizarding, he can't win.
Yep.
So I don't think there's any movement. And then at the end of the movement phase,
these guys come on. Do you want me to plomp them? So they can't come on. I'm going to double check exactly where you can come on. You have to set it up wholly within 6 inches of any battlefield edge other than the enemy battlefield edge.
yeah.
So
Within 6 inches, I'm going to be
yeah, they should be 6 inches in and 6 inches there. So you're happily on the objective.
straddling either side of it.
Yep. So there we go. Because we know that 6 inches in from both edges.
Yeah. How far away from the objective can you be?
3 inches.
So I want to be 3 inches back from the objective with the back rank.
Okie
if
with the
that
back
makes
rank,
sense.
so they're
It's
all
the
within.
maximum
Yep.
charge distance for you.
Yep. And they're all within that distance. Now it's not wholly within. One of the good things about this edition is they've got at the start of the rule book, they have a defining kind of like they tell you what words mean.
Oh.
Which is something that is neat. So they describe what wholly within is. They tell you what to measure to when you measure. So they're explaining exactly how the words that are part of the rules are to be interpreted, which I think is a really good change instead of just relying on English.
Yes. So, in terms of the wizard phase,
Yep.
the wizarding phase, first of all, I'm going to smite.
Okay, I need this to fail ideally.
Whoops. And that
he
is a
got?
6.
That is
So
a 6,
goes
that is
off.
a pass. Now we need this to be a 1 or a 2 ideally.
Well, they get a mortal wound.
They do.
They're within 7, and
yeah.
I'm a Nurgle wizard. And then they get another 1 mortal wound.
Okay, so I have 2 6-up feel no pains for being Death Company. Can do one of these passing.
That's a negative.
Negative, Ghost Rider. That was bad. I'd forgotten about the +1 mortal wound there. That could prove key.
Indeed it can. It could. Because I'm now
Needed
free
that
to
Thunder Hammer
charge.
to stick him in the face.
Now. I can't smite again.
You cannot smite it. Well,
At
technically
+1.
you can, because it hasn't mentioned it in the rule, but everybody thinks that they're going to correct that in an FAQ. But technically, yes, you can smite again.
Then I shall.
Yep.
That's the guy's only
There
got
is.
1 mortal.
They have the stipulation in that a psyker you can cast smite more than once, and it's the only power you're allowed to cast more than once. But there's nothing saying you can't cast the same power twice.
Cool. That's a 5, so that would fail.
That would fail, yes.
Is there still the -1?
There is still the -1.
Right. I'm not going to spend a CP on that. So now we move on to the shooting phase.
Shooting phase.
Shooting phase. Now, my battle spurs are blast weapons, so I
Yep.
can't shoot them in combat.
You cannot, but you do have a missile launcher and a multi-melter.
I do. And I think I need to shoot them all at the chaplain
Yep.
because
So you're all...
he's the game-winning dude.
Yep, so you'll be on 5s to hit, because they're heavy weapons. Heavy weapons in close combat, fired by vehicles, get -1 to hit.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, that's the disadvantage. So charging a vehicle with heavy weapons, you do get the bonus of making them worse at shooting
Okay,
you.
so I hit on 5s, and I don't get my +1 to hit no more.
You don't.
So here we go. I should have made... These are actually technically different.
They're no different against me.
Because you've got an invuln save.
I've got an invuln save. Oh,
that was-
although the multi-melters do get to roll double. You hit twice, should we say 1 of each?
That suits me.
Yep.
Thank you. So, to wound, multi-melter. CP.
CP.
Yes, it's a 2, only just.
Only just.
And missile launcher, yes.
Okay, so which one would you like me to take first?
The multi-melter I did first.
Multi-melter first, so
5 up.
4 up save, because I have an invulnerable save, my Rosarius.
Oh yeah.
That's a pass.
And then the missile launcher.
So I'm on a 2 up, so again a 4 up. No problem, I'll just take it on the chin.
Take it on the chin. I'm going to bolt pistol somebody. Can I? Am I within 12?
Not sure you are within 12, you're outside of 12.
Okay, so that's the shooting phase. Now is the charge phase, yes?
Yep.
So my wizard is going to charge our intercessor.
Yep. No Overwatch here, you are just under 7 away, so you need to roll a 6.
I rolled a 9.
No problem. Would you like to be in and further
As
back?
near to those guys.
So you come in about there.
Yeah. So, fight phase.
Yep.
Chargers fight first, and then you fight.
No, I think you'll find I fight first, because I have a warlord trait that says I strike first. And the opponent gets first pick when you're the same, so I go first.
In the charge phase.
Yep, so I have an always strike first ability, which means we both get to always strike first, because you've charged, which means you strike first. And they've reversed it, so the opponent
So you're going to strike first, and then I'm going to strike my charger,
will go first, then your
again.
charger, and then my guy in combat, and then your blight haulers.
Right.
So that's what I mean, that warlord trait's much better, because now I will... You charge me, I'm going to hit you in the face with a Rosarius.
Yes.
So I am going to pick my chaplain to hit your guy.
I didn't charge him. I'm
Doesn't
not within
matter.
3 inches.
Doesn't matter, you're within... in fact, you might not be... That's a good point for the half-inch rule. If you were within half-inch, I could do it.
But I haven't been selected to fight yet.
Doesn't matter. If you were within engagement range of me, I could hit you.
Yeah.
But you're not actually within engagement range because it's not the half-inch.
Right.
So because you're more than half inches away, because you want it to be as close to these guys as possible. So I'm going to hit your big
bit
things.
of nuance, though. That isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh yeah. You can, and they've also changed it so previously people who heroically intervened in couldn't be hit because they weren't declared as a charge target.
They can now.
They can now, and because I didn't charge you, you charged into the combat. Anyone that's there is allowed to hit you.
Right.
So my chaplain is going to attack your vehicles. So he's got 3 attacks base, +1 for being a blood angel, but doesn't get the +1 first round of combat because it isn't. Oh. He hasn't been charged. The intercessor would get 1, but he has not been charged.
And they are -1 to hit still.
Yeah, they are. Hitting on 3s. So we have 3 hits. Wounding on 5s now, though. No wounds.
Okay. Now my wizard fight.
Yep.
He did charge, so he's got 3.
Yep.
Charged 4. And hitting you on a 3.
Is he putting all of them into... Well, he could consolidate in if he wanted to hit the
I would kill
chaplain.
the intercessor. Oh.
Because you could move closer to him and go to there.
And I'm allowed to hit things I didn't charge.
No, because you didn't clear him as a charge, did you? Yeah.
No. So that's only 2 hits. That is only 1 wound, because it's not a plague weapon, I don't think.
It's tricky because I'm used to the 8th edition, you charge everything in range, because why wouldn't you?
Because it'd fail if I didn't get long enough to hit.
-1 or -2 save?
Well, roll the dice and while I look it up, because it may not matter.
I failed it anyway.
Matter.
He's out of there.
Right. I will not just pile in.
Yep.
So now my blight dudes, can they consolidate?
This guy can, because we're not in base to base.
Yeah.
So you could move around to
swing them
there.
both round a little bit.
That's as far as you can get, and this guy could go to there if he wanted.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't charge, so I'm just on 3 attacks.
Yep.
Whoops. So that's 6 attacks, and I hit on 4s, because I don't have the +1 anymore, which is a big deal. Death to the False Emperor doesn't matter.
Nope.
I don't have Blades of Putrefaction, so I'm just wounding on 3s, but they are plague weapons. So that's 2.
2 wounds. It's -2, we said, so he takes 1 wound.
Ooh, and he's got Feel No Pain as well.
Oh yeah, feel no pain. He has taken the 1. He is down to 4.
And that, I think, concludes my turn.
I believe it does.
So let's have a quick Johnny B cam, I think, once we go into round 4. It's a pretty big deal. Oh.
Boom.
4.
So what we got here? A bunch of intercessors on that centre there. This is messy over here.
Yeah, chaplain versus stuff.
4 wounds left against 2 haulers and a dude bloke. What's that at the back there? Poxwalkers?
Poxwalkers.
12 cultists.
Yeah.
Look at these, mate. Oh, not even facing all the right way. Now you come to look at them. Here we go. They're ready for it, mate.
And there is nothing coming in.
There's nothing. I think I've actually lost at this point because of the new terrain rules.
Oh my.
Because I can't shoot those.
Oh dear. Well, go on then, crack on.
Because the objectives are both behind buildings which you can't fire through, so there's no way of engaging them. So I can't shoot those.
Just in case you think this is a horrible gotcha, Clueless Mac was heavily involved in the setup of the board.
Yeah, nothing about that.
Johnny B made it pretty, but Clueless Mac was like, this would be a good board for for 9th edition.
Yeah, you've got to. This is showcasing the new terrain. So
Yeah.
in previous rules, these guys would move forward and they'd shoot those off that objective because they've got no leadership buff over there. I'd string out that way, shoot them, they'd die, they would be off the objective. But with the new rules, if when drawing a line of sight, you cross this terrain in any way because it's higher than 5 inches, you cannot fire across it. So I cannot shoot at those from these guys. I would need to be out here to be able to get a straight line to them, which is just not going to happen. If this wasn't here, I could possibly get a straight line across there, and I can actually get a line there to those, so I could put some fire on the Poxwalkers, but Poxwalkers are immune to morale, so there's no way they're running off the board. I would have to kill all 10 of them, which is possible with shooting, but I'm not sure I'm going to be in range. These have got a 24-inch range, and I'd have to be along that line, so basically I have to be in front of this hauler. I mean, I'll give it a go, but let's see. So these guys are going to move, so this guy is going to go to here. That guy is going to go to there, and then this guy is going to go around here, and he's going to try and balance on the edge there. He's going to hold on with his, he's going to stick his chainsword around that top bit. There we go. Ah!
In Kill Team, orcs can drive them for a tactic point.
Can they?
Yeah, yeah.
So he goes
you know,
there.
in there, like the missions that are designed for
Yep.
orcs.
So that guy's going there, this guy's going there. These two at the back are not in range to shoot. So we're only putting 9 shots onto these. So
To be clear, you're saying that this man can actually see one
no,
of those
he
Poxwalkers.
cannot.
But these 3.
Those 3 can. There is a line there, straight across, on top of this Poxwalker.
and they can see it. Those other models that runner's
Yeah,
going
yeah. I
over.
mean, this guy's taller than the front of this, so
Yeah, okay.
I don't think that will be a problem. Because I've modelled these on rocks, so they're intercept height. But I don't think I can kill 10 of them, even with perfect rolling.
9 shots.
Yeah, because the chaplain cannot withdraw from combat and shoot. So, I don't think it's going to work. But we will play the turn through anyway. So, the chaplain is going to give himself re-rolls to hit. He's
Whoop.
killed an intercessor.
Killed his mate.
I'm going to put that guy on the floor just for now. So
The
that has
reason
gone
Michael
off.
was doing this is because the gap's more than 2 inches.
Yeah.
You're going to be out of coherence.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be there.
That's it. I mean, I could
It counts as, mate. We're fine. We're fine.
go
We're fine.
like that.
We're not those kind of players.
That's it. So we are on to the shooting phase. The chaplain doesn't have any kind of pistol, so he can't fire in close combat. So we're just going to fire over at the Poxies. So we have 9 shots with our bolt guns.
And you're hitting on for 4s?
Hitting on... No, there's no -1 from anything that I know of. This isn't obscuring, or this isn't... Oh, I need to get these terms down. This isn't the one that gives -1 to hit.
Right.
It's the one that you can't fire through, but as I can see
Okay.
you, it's not a problem.
So 3s.
So 3s, we've hit
And then 3s.
with 5. We deal you a grand total of 3 wounds, but then you get to disgusting it.
We are disgusting. We're disgusting 1 and 2 Poxies die.
2 Poxies die. I'll take the ones back here, so you got most on the objective. There we go. So that is those there, and then we're just in the combat phase. So we're going to go for a bit of thingy. He's going to go first because he has the always strike first, and none of you have charged. So he's going to move around to hit your guy and move himself
slay the warlord.
closer. Try and get slay the warlord, and then try and stay alive.
Right. He's still a Blood Angel as well, isn't he? So he's
He
got
is
extra-
still a Blood Angel. So he's got an extra attack, but he's not getting the +1 to wound because it's not the first round of combat, and he's not getting the extra attack. But I am going to spend my hard-earned CP
D3.
for D3 additional attacks. 2 additional attacks. So I've got my 3 to start, +1 for being a Blood Angel, +2 extras. But you take -1 damage, which I think is
Against the
strong
Crozets,
warlord
is it?
trait this game.
Well, on a Demon Prince it would be.
Oh yeah, well it was strong here because it stopped me firing my suppressors at you because they were down to bolter damage. Oh, luckily I've got re-rolls to hit.
Oh, you did that one this time.
Yes.
Yeah, re-rolls to hit.
There
And
we go,
that was
all
clutch.
hit.
All the hits.
I am higher strength than you, so
Is it strength 6? Was
strength
it?
6 with my +2
So
strength
threes.
Crozius. 3s, oh, I didn't need that. Needed 1 more. I've got no way of re-rolling it.
AP?
So AP -2 because it's round 4.
So I am on 5 up,
Yep.
which I make 1 off. And
One
then
off, but
disgusting the
disgusting.
Resilient. No, so 2 damage.
So he is down to 2. And then it is over to you, sir.
Then he hits you back.
Yep.
Death to the False
Death
Emperor.
to the False Emperor. That has been actually pretty good this game.
3 hits.
3 wounds. -1 we said, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
So I've got... failed 2. He could be out of here now.
It's only 3 damage. And
3 damage.
CP.
Feel no pain. Fail all of them. Nurgle has deserted me. So down to 1.
And then the machines fight.
Oh, they're going to stick their little...
I'm going to put Johnny B Cam here.
They're gonna munch me. Look at their little mouths. They look really hungry.
They hit on 4s. Nom 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 nom.
Yep.
It's going down, man.
I'm wondering about movement at this point.
So I based you and didn't actually base your dude, unfortunately.
No, but he's nowhere he can move and end up closer to him. But I'm just thinking, can this move a little bit this way? For my movement for his.
Yeah, because it
for
can
the charge across that way.
it can get closer.
Yeah. So, dead to the False Emperor twice and 5 hits. Oh, they didn't work though.
No.
Right, and the strength was 6.
These are pretty good for him because they're -2 to the save. Oh. So 2 wounds.
Plague weapon.
Plague weapon. Yeah. Reroll the 1.
The warlord trait I took was
the reduced damage.
reduced damage. Yeah. So plague weapon. Yes. So 3 saves.
3 saves. They're at -2 each. So I'm on my Terminator plate. Oh yeah, he tanks them.
Still there. And the Johnny B Cam.
Okay, that is end of the turn.
And that was your turn.
That was my turn. Didn't kill the Poxwalkers, so they're fine.
So for completion, should we just do
let's
round
finish
4?
it
Let's
off.
finish it off. I mean, I think the game is decided.
It is.
Get a command point.
Couldn't kill your chaff.
And I can't shoot. I can't attack these guys.
Can't. You could spend a command point because of your plague company. You can spend a command point and withdraw from combat and still shoot if you wished.
But I couldn't charge.
Couldn't charge. I shall double check the exact wording. But I think it's just shoot.
Just shoot. But
So you're not
if I
Mortaro's
don't withdraw
chosen
from
son.
combat and I kill your chaplain in the psychic phase,
Yep.
I can still charge.
Yes, you could.
Withdrawn from combat is the wrong decision.
So until the end of the phase, that unit can shoot in a turn in which it fell back.
Yes,
So
I'm
it
not going to
can't
fall back
charge.
because I'm hoping that you're going to
Yep.
be dead in the magic phase.
The magic phase really needed to kill that guy.
Okay, in the magic phase, the smite goes off, so you
It
take a
does.
mortal wound for a successful
Take a mortal wound.
spell.
Let's see. I do. I am out of there.
And then I smite again, which is a 7, so that's
7. So D3 of them.
A D3 over there, yeah, which is only 1. And
Only
I've got to
1.
think about it, I didn't want to do that because that's going to lengthen my charge.
So what's the range of your
7, it's
D?
not.
Oh, so it's not that. So they just take 1. So he's an intercessor though, isn't he? So he
yeah.
just takes a little skull on him.
Is that what they are, the little 3D printed skulls?
Oh well, they came from a little set of tokens years ago. But I find them quite good for 2 wound models, just to mark which one's been wounded.
So in the shooting phase, they're now free to shoot over here.
They are, yeah.
So they
His
can
smite has been so useful this game.
in small games, which is a really powerful.
So powerful, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So across here, we've got 2 missile launchers hitting on
Yep.
4s. No, 1 hit.
1 hit.
It wounds. Save a -2.
-2. I've got no cover on the front guys, so he has failed that. So that'll
he's
just
just dead.
kill this front guy.
And then the multi-melters, no hits.
No
and then the
hits.
bile spurts is 5 shots. Hitting on 4s, that's 2. It's strength 6, I think, strength user. But it's a plague weapon. Yep, 1
One
save. It's only
wound.
-1 and 1 damage.
Fails, so 1 intercessor.
And then they will try and make the charge.
Let's have a quick see. We are looking at, I reckon it's 7 inches. It is 7 inches.
I got an 11-inch roll. Can I get
no
here?
problem. No, you can get here.
Can I get there and be able to pile in 3 inches this way?
No, you have to move towards the closest model.
Yep. Okay.
So-
But I want to be my 11.
So 11 gets you to exactly here.
Yeah.
Doink. And then this one goes here. But then the closest model are still these ones, so...
Yeah. Okay, so fighting.
Fighting.
You don't have any reason to fight first, do you, sir?
No, only on my poor chaplain.
You do fight hard though, don't you? Because you're still blood angels.
Well, yeah, but I'm not hard enough to kill one of these things. They're pretty indestructible.
So 4s. Death to the false emperor.
They have been rolling amazing.
The dice have been coming back to me at last.
They were bad first 2 turns, but coming strong at the end.
Wounding on 3s. Re-rolling the 1s for plague weapon. Oh mate, it's all the rolls.
Is that every single one?
I think that's more than I had attacks. That's 8 saves.
That is the same number of attacks.
Filth! Let's watch how many of these guys disappear.
Well, I need to roll pretty badly for them all to disappear, but it's possible. I need to pass 2 of these to stay alive, stay alive.
Did you?
No, they are all dead because I failed 7 of them.
Wow!
Wipe out. Bam.
Johnny B. Cam capturing
Down they go.
Well, socially distanced handshake.
Yeah.
Thank you for the game.
Thank you for the game.